You might not know the name Louie Bellson, however his music is a big part of history. The Moline native lives through his music and among young musicians who learn the craft. Josh Duffy and Francine Bellson share his work and his music with the people of today. Gary Metivier gets to the heart of the story.
This young man has really captured the essence of Louie's playing.
What is it about your husband's music that you like the most?
Well, one thing I will say, beside it just being swing and jazz, is that Louie's music and the people he traveled with also was always upbeat, happy, smiling, not too much on the blues or the sad or destructive type things. Always happy and upbeat. Also creative. Many people don't know that he was a consummate composer as well as a musician. Duke Ellington himself said that he deemed Louie Bellson not only the world's greatest drummer, but the world's greatest musician. So I always loved that.
You go around the schools and you're teaching kids that they can do this too, that they can follow whatever dream it is and actually make it happen.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is for years people kept telling me, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. And that was only fuel for the fire to me to want to do it because that was my dream and my passion. And I didn't want somebody telling me, no, I couldn't do that because I wanted to see if I could actually fulfill my dream of playing music for my career. And so I had those certain people that were along the lines that were the fuel that helped my fire for this music just like blossom and just get bigger and bigger. And so now it's been 20 years I've been doing this and going to schools and universities and talking about Louie Bellson and history of jazz drumming starting in the 1910s and 20s and how it's evolved. Because one thing I've learned is that you're nowhere today without the history of where you came from. And those guys laid the groundwork for where we are today musically.
When Louie married me, I was a physicist, an engineer. He would look at some of my physics books and he would go, ugh. And I would look at some of his charts. I used to just call it sheet music. I'd look at the scores and whatnot, and I would, oh, we both had such respect for each other. In fact, we had our own little mutual admiration society going there. So we'd like to encourage the youth to pursue what you like with passion and excellence and care about other people in the world as Louie did.
When you look in their eyes and when you see that you make a connection with a kid with your music, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel the same way I felt when I was 16 and I watched Louie Bellson. My jaw dropped and I immediately went home and started practicing. He inspired me that much. And even if I can reach 5 kids out of 100, that's 5 more than we had before.
What do you think your life would be like without music?
I've never really thought of that because I've had music in my life every day. There's times where I may go 2 days without listening to music because I may be doing something that's not music related and I just feel empty. And that's the thing about music is it brings such pleasure to the soul and it makes me feel like a good person when I hear all this creative music. And that's what I love about it. It's a performing art, a creative art that somebody is expressing themselves through composition and lyrics. And when you listen to messages of songs and even melodies, you are whistling them later. You're tapping your foot when you're sitting at a table and you may not be able to get up and dance because it's in the middle of something, but you hear a song come on and you cannot help but not move. So that's what music does. It just gets inside of your heart and soul and you can just share it with everybody.
Are you going to be the little old man that comes up on the stage that all the kids are saying, what's this guy, who's this guy, and going to start opening up with some riff that makes them just jaw drop?
Yeah, and I think that would be really neat for me to be in my 70s just like Louie was, and I see a 16-year-old student sitting out there and they have the same look on their face that I had when I was 16. And we even fast forward to today as I remember Louie playing this same exact kit like this, and now here I am sitting behind his kit. I mean, I never would have imagined that. It was a dream, and so I'm living a dream of sitting behind his kit and playing the music that I heard him play. And so it shows dreams do come true if you can follow your path and work hard at it. And so if that young person in the audience today hears something and they get inspired by it, then I'm so much better knowing that their life is going to start moving in a direction that they can pursue their dreams.
Josh, thanks for what you do for our kids
it's
and
a pleasure.
for keeping the history of music alive.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great. great sound. You can see Josh Duffy play an amazing solo and see more inspirational stories like this one by subscribing to The Heart of the Story with Gary Mativier on YouTube.